Welcome to Cool But Rude, a TMNT rewatch podcast. Today we're going to be going over episode 19, Invasion of the Turtle Snatchers. Stay tuned. And welcome back. I'm your host, Christopher.
I'm Robert.
I am Mike.
And today we're going to be going over season 3, episode 19, Invasion of the Turtle Snatchers. And it looks like this one had an original air date of November 14th, 1989. So, what do we got first? We got power rankings. What else?
Got power. I got nothing special.
Mike, anything?
Nothing here. No, nothing eventful in my life.
All right, take it away, Robert. Power ranking us.
Power rankings. All right, guys. I need a number. 15 to 23.
17.
Okay.
I'll do 20 for Pete Myers of the Chicago Bulls.
This should be an interesting one. We have, and I will I'll share my screen with you all in a second. To add to the list this week, we have the mutant plant, the giant one that attacks the city, and Omnis.
Oh, the supercomputer. Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
It's like B-movie episode.
This is B-movie power ranking time. Okay, so let me get my screen shared with y'all. And I'm looking at the list here. This is where we are. I've got it highlighted. Any initial thoughts on the mutant plant?
I automatically just want to put him below the creature from Dimension What? The tentacle monster from Dimension What?
I kind of feel the same way.
Not like he's better necessarily so far, but just in my head instantly, that's the threshold. Like, he's not crossing that shit.
Okay. What do we think? I feel like he's more powerful than a foot soldier. What do y'all think?
Yeah.
I can see that.
So it comes down to neutrinos, and the tentacle monster.
I think neutrinos could take him.
Yeah, me too. I think so too.
I think so too. So that one was easy then. So
easy.
Right below neutrinos, right above a foot soldier.
After last week's fucking battle? Yeah.
Oh my God.
Okay. And then we've got Omnis. This one, I don't know. This one might be a little bit more difficult. He's pretty damn powerful. I mean, he's very powerful, actually. Shit.
This was that part of that whole shard of Karnoth or whatever, right?
Yeah, it was. Keep in mind, he controlled every single, basically every electrical thing in the entire city.
Oh, that's right. This is the one that turned it was basically a ripoff of Maximum Overdrive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so first question, are we going to put him more powerful than any individual turtle? I feel like
no.
You don't think so?
No, I'm not even putting him above Smash, yo.
Well, okay, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, okay. I mean, honestly, I'd put him above Rex, and that's it.
You think Bebop, really? You think Bebop and Rocksteady are more powerful than this being that controlled every single device in the whole city of New York?
And he did that, and look what he did with it. Nothing. He got unplugged by April or something.
Oh, good point. That's true.
Oh, is that how you got done in?
He got literally somebody pulled the plug.
But it was difficult. The hard part was getting to the plug.
Yeah. I still don't. I wasn't impressed with what he could have been and what he had. It's kind of like Blodgett. Blodgett had the helmet with the eye, and he just squandered it. So this thing's similar in the sense that it did more. It demonstrated more, and it was more intelligent. But it still was that's all you got?
I feel like this thing is more powerful than Splinter.
So you're taking Splinter, so he's more powerful than Smash.
See, I don't think Splinter should be that high, personally.
I mean, that's where he's sitting, and as of this episode, I think he stays there.
Mike, what are your thoughts right now?
I'm closer to Robert than Christopher.
Okay.
Because of the point that you made, Robert, about getting to the plug.
It was pretty tough.
Right. And I don't think, and April only got there, if I'm remembering correctly, because everybody was distracted. Is that right?
Yes, that's how I recall.
Yeah.
Okay. So one-on-one at this thing, I think that Bebop and Rocksteady would not think to unplug it.
I think they would just shoot at the robots coming at them or something until like they died of exhaustion.
Yeah, exactly. Rasputin, I mean, I don't know enough about what he does to say anything. I could see him maybe shooting the cord, but he would have to think to unplug that the cord is the
power source. He'd have to know.
Yeah, right. Smash, I mean, this man is up there because of his physical abilities, and that's about it.
This man is up there because of Robert. I'm just saying.
Well, yeah, that too. I think Splinter is the first person on the list that would figure it out. I mean, I know April is down there and she's the one that did, but she's below too many other people that I don't think, Rocksteady and Bebop being above her. That's to me, in my mind, that's problematic for this computer's placement. So I would put him under Splinter because I think he's the first person on that list above April that would be able to figure out what the deal is.
You put him above Splinter or below? I'm sorry.
What did I say? Below Splinter. My bad.
Okay.
I could actually get on board with that. I could see Splinter, Splinter's annoying as shit and he's a bullshitter, but he is capable sometimes and sometimes he's smart too. I could see him coming up with
he's definitely smart. I mean, he's old and wise and he's a sensei, so he's definitely capable. Like his ESP shit is annoying, but honestly, I would put him. I mean, yeah, I still like where I put him, but I could concede to that. I mean, frankly, if Rex 1 wasn't as low as he was, I would, for me, Rex 1 is kind of like the cutoff in a sense, because he's a robot. So he's SOL. He has no chance against this thing.
Yeah.
Well, yes, that's true. But again, we're not necessarily talking about a one-on-one fight. We're just talking about general power.
Sure.
So like, as we've said, there are lower people here that might lose to somebody higher. But if they fought, like 100 other people, where would they stand? Is kind of the...
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I mean, obviously, that's the thing. It's just like Bebop, Rocksteady, Rasputin. Like, I don't... yeah, I'll say just under Splinter. I'll give him that. I wasn't impressed with the episode, but I think that's a good spot for it.
I think Mike's argument made sense to me. So if that's all right with you guys, we'll put him there.
Cool.
All right. Top to bottom, most powerful to least powerful. We got Krang, Leonardo, Michelangelo, Raphael, Fly Stockman, Splinter, Omnis, Smash, Rasputin the Mad Frog, Rocksteady, Bebop, Rex 1, April, Baxter, Stockman, Tentacle Monster, Neutrinos, Mutant Plant, a Foot Soldier, a Roadkill Rodney, Napoleon Bonafrog, Catwoman, April, a Mob of Mousers, Baxter's Electricity Monster, Burn, Captain Hoffman, Vernon, and Blodgett. It's shaping up.
Indeed.
That it is. It's getting long, too.
It's getting long, yes.
Nobody.
All right. Real quick, I just remembered this as I was saying their names. I meant to mention this on the last episode, but did y'all notice for like a couple minutes on the not this one that we watched today, but on the last episode, Donatello kept calling Raphael.
I did not notice that, does he?
Nah.
Yeah, I don't think he had ever said it that way before, but like 10 times in a row, he kept calling him or something.
Raphael.
And he was like, Raphael, we got to find Raphael. Hey, Raphael, what are you doing? I was like, why? Are you like trying it out and seeing how you like it or like trying to act fancy or something? Like, why are you calling him this all of a sudden?
Oh, wow. No, I didn't.
I didn't. Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, it was pretty funny. I meant to mention that.
Keep a track of that one.
Mm.
All right. Well, okay. So, Invasion of the Turtle Snatchers. We ready for the rundown?
Run it down.
I'll run it down. Run it back. All right. The Turtles are throwing a 1-year work anniversary party for April, but she's nonetheless in a depressed mood because Byrne is threatening to take her job away if she doesn't find a big story. To cheer her up, Donatello goes out to pick up pizza, but he's abducted off the street in a beam of light. In the Technodrome, Krang's new plan is to steal an energy source from the university's nuclear fission reactor to provide the power they need to escape from beneath the Earth's surface. However, Bebop and Rocksteady get caught up in a series of events on their way to find the power source, and Rocksteady gets abducted in the same beam of light. Donatello and Rocksteady find themselves in a mysterious cave system, which they soon learn is an illusion. They are really inside an alien child's hologram room being toyed with for his entertainment. Donatello soon learns that these aliens are visiting Earth to retrieve a toy that the child left behind 4,000 years ago. It just so happens that this toy is buried beneath the fission reactor. A series of conflicts ensue in which Shredder steals a device from the aliens and uses it to capture Splinter and the Turtles, but the aliens assist them by transporting the device and Bebop and Rocksteady's weapons away and back onto their own ship. Just before the alien toy undergoes a massively destructive meltdown, April dives into the crater in which it's found and removes a device that she explains must be its battery. Luckily for April, all of this was caught on camera, and Byrne rewards her with a 3-year contract and her old office back from Vernon.
Thank you very much, Robert.
You're very welcome. Setup-wise, I thought this was a pretty good mystery. Like, just in general. Like, I thought it was a good mystery setup.
I agree. I thought I was like, ooh, what are we in for? I didn't see this, like, curveball.
Yeah, I didn't see the curveball, and I actually was like, I wonder what could be going on, with the alien abduction style.
Yeah.
Abduction thing.
Alien abduction. Yeah.
Alien abduction. Also, real quick, maybe we'll get to this, but I never figured out exactly what Krang and Shredder were trying to steal. They're trying to get to the power related to this fission reactor, but I couldn't tell if they were trying to, if it was like some other thing where the reactor was, or if it was the reactor itself. Was that clear to y'all?
After thinking it out, I realized they were trying to collect the material producing the unique radiation type that Krang had detected. They just didn't know what it was. So they were like, we're just going to dig into the reactor,
okay.
And then we're going to find, like, here's where the source is. Like, here, use this device to find what it is and, like, bring it back.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, because I don't think they ever knew that it was the kid's toy. They didn't have that info, right?
No,
they didn't.
They didn't know that, but I didn't even know if they knew there was a separate thing or if they're just like, let's get the fission reactor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if they were thinking it was just fission material that was causing this or there was a secondary source.
Okay. All right, well, from the top.
All right, well, I'll take it away. So, Invasion of the Turtle Snatchers. We open at the Turtle Lair, and we are celebrating April's first year at Channel 6, which immediately I'm like, it's only been 1 year. I've been watching the show for 3 years. What the hell has she been doing this
I
whole
was
time?
confused by that too. And even at the time, it seemed like she was a
senior reporter or something.
Yeah.
I mean, she had her own crew. She had all this. So I was like baffled. I was like, all right at the gate, I'm like, what the hell? And everybody's all happy and celebrating, but she's like down in the dumps. And she's like, she just isn't. She even says like she's not in the mood to celebrate since her boss Byrne is sweating her about that if she doesn't come with a big story soon, she won't be around to see her too. Which I was like, this chick has like delivered like a dozen.
I know, like aliens and shit.
Dimension X and mutants and all this weird shit. And like she should have like 18 Pulitzers at this point. But
for real. How many catastrophic events has she covered already?
Like the city literally has been levitated and ripped from its foundation. And like any one of these instances, it's nuts. Even the whatchamacallit, the princess or whatever episode we just did, It's like, that's another story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I mean, Burns a dick. So at this point, Donatello recruits Irma. He's like, Irma, I need you. And she gets all flustered and all hot and bothered and shit. And he's just like, calm down, chick. We just go and pick up pizza. And she's
She's like, if that's what you want to call it.
yeah. He's just like, I don't want to call it anything. She's all let down that it's only to go get, takeout. So we cut over to the Technodrome. Shredder's whining that Krang's about to like overload the plasma heat dissipator.
The way the scene started, my God. Enough, Krang! It's going to explode!
Yeah, even his voice is different. Like, it's like whiny Shredder sounds different. And I'm like,
it was.
I don't like whiny Shredder. I realize I'm like it doesn't happen often. He's usually like lamenting or something, which I don't consider whining. Shit has just not gone his way because he's just surrounded by incompetent assholes. But this time it was like him being like, come on, dude, like, shut up.
But hey, at least I was very happy for this. We do have Krang's regular voice back.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was happy about that. It was nice because he didn't have his badass speech impediment or whatever. So Krang tells him to shut up. He's like, it doesn't matter. Okay, like, I found a new source of energy that can power the Technodrome and compensate for your idiocy, like your ineptitude. And basically sends him to the surface in a module with Bebop and Rocksteady to go find this new material at a fission factory or fission facility. So we cut over to a glue factory, and Shredder, right out the gate, threatens to, like, if Bebop and Rocksteady fail him, he's just like, I'm gonna turn both of you into glue if you screw this up, which I thought was hilarious.
I did too.
Then he's like, go to the fission plant and get the material, okay? Don't screw up. And I was
Don't
like,
screw up.
Even I was like saying, it's like, he's saying fission or fishing?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And I knew where this was going.
Yes.
Yeah, he did kind of, yes. Yeah, he did say it kind of ambiguously.
This was perfect. I loved it.
Right? And we cut over and we see Bebop and Rocksteady are chilling there, and he calls to check on him. And he's like, hey, what's going on, guys? And like, did you find it? Like, he's like, why are you all casual? And they're like, oh yeah, like, we've been here fishing for hours and we haven't had a bite. He's like,
we haven't even had a nibble, is what he says.
And they're like so like chill. They're like, oh, this is the best gig ever. And he's like, fishing? You guys like, he like loses it. He starts like talking that shit. And he's like berating them.
I love how they're on like a dock too. They're just like sitting on the edge of a dock, feet dangling, just fishing.
It's like Otis Redding song.
Yeah. Right.
And they're chilling there, and like, Shredder's losing his mind because now these guys I've realized, like, oh shit. But as he's losing it, Rocksteady just gets sucked up in like a blue light and disappears. And Bebop is like, oh crap, like, I'm sorry, boss, like, I won't do it again. Just don't like disappear me like you did Rocksteady. And he's like, what are you talking about? He's like, get back here.
Okay, real quick, this is a very small thing, but like it seems to be often the case with me. The things that I love about Rocksteady and Bebop are some of their throwaway lines. He goes when Rocksteady's getting sucked up into the air, Bebop goes, hey, come back with my fishing partner.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like that too. I was like, oh, it's like endearing. Yeah.
I know, it's like just another little camaraderie type thing that they really do a lot of. I just love it.
He could have easily been like, all right, I'm out. I don't know what's happening. It ain't getting me. But no, he wants his buddy back.
Yeah.
Got his boy, yeah.
Well, Bebop goes back to the Technodrome. He reports back. He's just like, oh yeah, something terrible happened. And like, they're both Shredder and Krang are assholes about it. Like, what, Julie's Rocksteady? Like BFD.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, I don't know why, but I don't feel like I hear them say their names often. Like, specifically, like, oh, Rocksteady. Or even like Bebop and Rocksteady talk about each other. But
interesting.
Yeah, they were Bebop gives him a rundown. He's like, yeah, Rocksteady disappeared and we didn't catch a thing.
Yeah.
And they're like, this idiot. So we switch over to the streets of New York, Donatello and Irma are in front of like a pizza joint. And just then Donatello gets sucked up. And Irma like runs away screaming. She's like, ah. And Donatello's gone.
Did you notice that it's a new, as far as I know, this is a new pizza place?
Well, Vinny's got fucked up last time, so.
Yeah, Vinny's is done for.
Wait, what happened to Vinny's?
I'm pretty sure Vinny's dead, and the place just got shot up, so.
Exactly.
I remember it getting trashed. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, Bebop and Roxy were in there just like guns blazing, trying to fight Michelangelo. And as they were kidnapping him, and like a giant chunk of ceiling just like collapsed on top of Vinny. And we didn't see him get up, so.
Wow.
Okay, one more thing. Did y'all notice the movies playing on the sign as it panned over?
No,
no.
I missed it. What was it?
Okay, it was not all in frame. But first off, the other time we had the movies, it was Kung Fu Commando versus like Chainsaw Cheerleaders.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yes.
And we weren't, and Mike and I were talking about how we thought it was Kung Fu Chainsaw and
Commando
like something
Cheerleaders.
else.
Yeah.
Commando Cheer, something like that. So this one actually looks like it has Kung Fu Chainsaw.
Wow.
Mm.
Imagine if they have like Chainsaw Kung Fu. Wouldn't that be tight?
That would be pretty awesome. But it says Kung Fu. Then if you look for, like, if you pay close enough attention, like, it's not all the way in there, but if you just look at it for a minute, you can figure out that right after Kung Fu, it says Coming Attractions. And then beneath Kung Fu, it says Chainsaw. And then, but then to the right of Chainsaw, it says Cherry Hill, ADV, and the rest is cut off. So I don't think it's supposed to be Chainsaw Cherry Hill, because that would mean that the movie listed above it is simply called Kung Fu, which I don't think, which it could be the case, but it seems like
There's a TV show.
Well, that's part of also, I mean, that also makes me think that that's not what they meant it to be.
Okay.
Anyway, it's really hard to tell. They kind of really just smashed words together and just put them up there. But I don't know exactly what it's supposed to be. But it looked to me like it's supposed to be Kung Fu Chainsaw and Cherry Hill something or other, but I don't know.
It's just two darts at a board, like a word board.
Yeah. They're just like, put some words up there.
Nice.
Like a New York guy.
Mhm.
So Irma runs away screaming as Donatello is abducted by a blue light. Krang, and back at the Technodrome, has deduced from all this that it could only be one thing. It's aliens have kidnapped Rocksteady, aliens from outer space. And he comes up with his own plan where he's just like, oh yeah, like we could use that the alien material or the alien like technology for our own means and like, you know, yada yada. So they come up with like a secondary scheme, kind of like Krang's already like brainstorming.
Mm-hmm.
But they're from another dimension altogether, and I was wondering about this. Like, what do you guys think? Would their tech be kind of on par of like alien technology? Because it is alien technology, Dimension X. It's not Earth, you know.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it could just be something. I mean, really, they're just trying to find anything more advanced than Earth. Like we're cavemen at this point.
Yeah. Oh, I get it. Yeah, there's nothing on Earth that they can use, so the aliens might have. Gotcha.
So now we're back in the lair where Irma's returned. She's telling the Turtles and Splinter what had happened. And at this point, Splinter says he has sensed an alien presence. So, whatever.
Here we go.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I knew that. I could tell.
Yeah, he's like, I knew there were
Like,
aliens around.
That was my thought exactly. Here we go again.
By smelling them, apparently.
Well, yeah. Then he sniffs up in the air when he talks about it. He's like, I could sense them. Like, wait, could you sense them or smell them? Like, get your story straight.
So we already know Splinter's on his bullshit.
Jeez.
Now, of course, opportunistic April. She's like, oh, it's a great opportunity to get a story, you know? I'm like,
This woman
bitch, like
fighting for a job, man. Sure.
I know, but it's like, damn, lady, like your boy just got kidnapped. Like he's always saving your ass, and now he's like just straight up vanished, and you're like, oh, that's a scoop.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, I mean, apparently because it's some doggy dog shit. Like they've been dealing with like automatons and like rat cat giant like Mausers and nothing is apparently good enough for Channel 6 News. So
Yeah.
now we cut over to an unknown location where we have Donatello, and he's trying to figure out where he is.
Oh, real quick. Splinter also says that it's unlike anything the Earth has seen before. I don't know about that.
Very insightful, Splinter.
Yeah.
Was he not here for the whole Eye of whatever?
Zarnoth,
Situation.
yeah.
Yeah, was he not here for that or for Krang or anything?
Yeah, has he not seen the last 3 years of what's been happening? Or year? I don't know. I mean, hell, does he not look in the mirror?
It's just here.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, I can't believe something like this could happen.
As he's sitting in a fucking sewer with like 4 turtles.
Yes.
Mutant turtles. Cool. That know ninja stuff. Ninjutsu, I guess.
This is all normal in New York.
Yeah. There's another days for Splinter.
Yep.
Sitting back scratching his rat balls. He's like, all right.
Of course.
So we're in the unknown location where we are on Donatello, and he's trying to figure out where he is. It's at this time he sees Rocksteady doing like some weird like jog run, and he's like running up on him, like first person perspective.
I love every bit of this. This is where the episode took off for me.
This is a cool encounter. Yeah, because now I don't have a lot. I didn't record a lot of the sound bites or one-liners or anything, so you guys can fill those in. But basically, Rocksteady runs up on him, and he's like, "What's going on? Like, where are we?" He's like, beats the heck out of me, and he's like, "That's a great idea." And he like starts trying to like fight Donatello, and he's like, "I'm gonna like."
He's always down to scrap.
Yeah, and he's just like, "I'm gonna beat you into like scrambled eggs or something," or like I don't know what he says. He's gonna beat him up, and he's like, "Yeah, well, you're a flapjack," and he like flips him over, and like with his like bow,
easily,
like yeah, it's like one-handed like victory, like single-sided. So, and he's like, "Do you want to fight again, or do you want to figure out what's going on?" And Rocksteady's like, "What's that first choice again, or what was that first question?" Like, you're an idiot.
I loved the look on Rocksteady's face as he was running toward Donatello. It was just this innocent, scared, like almost little
confused
kid face.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to pull this back up.
Oh yeah. It goes toward that whole lovable, goofy.
I hate to use the word too much, but endearing kind of like trait.
That's it. I mean, yeah, exactly. And it really does. It's just this whole thing with him. Because I'm a sucker for anytime the bad guy and the good guy team up. I mean, I'm easy like that. I love it. Mm-hmm. And this was just, I'm telling y'all now, this is going to get a very high score for me.
It is a good story. It is a good kind of plot device thing to have the bad guys and good guys team up.
Especially like when it's like kind of like off the cuff, like unexpected characters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like, this isn't Shredder and Splinter. This isn't like Krang, It's like, no, this is Rocksteady and Donatello.
Yeah.
It's like, why these two? But they're paired up, and they're wandering around this like weird place. So it looks like it's like the inside of like an alien or inside of like a wet cave or something. It's like nasty looking. And they're wandering around, and then like this giant creature like starts attacking this bipedal, like kind of like looks like almost like a rancor, but not, like just starts like chasing them. Donatello's like, "Hey, like I got an idea. Like get it to charge at us." And
okay, wait, hold on real quick. Right before that, they're running away, and Rocksteady goes, "It sounds like he's right behind us."
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Like, he doesn't say it as whiny as I just did, but he does that tone in
Almost.
the Rocksteady voice.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty close. Yeah,
yeah, it's pretty close. And on top of that, it ends up to be in front of them.
Yeah, Donatello's like, "It's in front of us, dude. Like, your direction straight." And but the thing is, like, this thing is like, it's Rocksteady had a point, because this thing is like clipping. It's like it's not like it can teleport, basically, is what I'm saying. And I noticed it was doing that. So yeah, it's like, so they were both right in a sense. But Donatello comes up with this idea where he's like, "Hey, Rocksteady, charge it. I get it to charge at us." And he like starts making this goofy like face, like, antagonize it. And he's just like, "Oh, your mother wears high heel shoes." And I'm like, what the hell does that even mean? Like, why is that an insult?
I love that part, and I think we probably all had the exact same question. I was like, is this supposed to? That's supposed to be some kind of insinuation of some sort. Like I've never heard.
Is your mom a whore? Like, what is this? Like,
yeah. Honestly, that's the only thing I could think of. Is that what that's supposed to mean?
That's a good point. That's a good thinking.
It's an interesting angle he's working there. But okay.
I've heard like this kind of joke before, and the Three Stooges, and it's like a repeating joke. It seems to be an old timey, back in the black and white era.
Mm-hmm.
But they would say like, your mother wears, what is it? Your mother wears combat boots or something like that. And that was the insult. So this is kind of
this is the complete opposite.
Yeah. But I guess it's that kind of
same vein.
Humor. Yeah, same vein.
What kind of shoes would not be an insult in that case? Like your mom wears
kids.
Peep toes, I guess. I don't know. Like pumps.
Your mom wears like tennis shoes. Is that okay to say? Is that offensive?
I'm not even offended by high heels, so I don't know.
I'm offended.
Well, I guess we'll never know.
Yeah. I didn't know footwear was like insinuation of anything. So
yeah.
But anyway, it works is the idea, and the monster chases after Rocksteady or charges them, and they duck it at the last second, and it falls off the cliff. And Rocksteady's like, "Oh, there it goes! It fell off," and it's falling, and then just like vanishes. It just disappears. And he's like, "Whoa, that's weird! It disappeared." At that point, we cut over to Channel 6. We got April, who's returning to the building with her new story. She's going to try and impress Burn with, and we see Vernon at her desk. At this point, ordering a new chair. He's saying I'm going to be needing a new chair to Burn. And April's like, "What are you doing? That's my desk." And he's just like, "Oh no." And Burn informs her there's going to be some changes going around, and that Vernon is going to be covering her story at the new fission reactor. And that if April is more than happy, more than willing, able to tag along if she's the camera operator. And April laments that her life is over. She's like, "Oh no, camera operator."
Why do they treat April so bad? It's like a running thing.
Yeah, what has Vernon done to warrant being like, if April's job is under threat, like shouldn't Vernon have been gone long ago? It's like, what the hell has he done?
Yeah, like where are his stories? And that's a good point. I mean, I'm no white knight, but I'm seeing some very misogynistic red flags and some workplace offenses going on here.
Like, for real, absolutely.
She might need to call HR and hope they're not in Vern's pocket. So
exactly. It's almost, I know that, well, who knows, but I wonder if they are kind of like sneaking in some females in the workplace.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure it was, a problem back then. Because it's often, and Vernon portrays the stereotypical, quote unquote, male in the workplace. And the problems that women face in the workplace. He is that whole character. So,
and Burn just looks the other way or backs his play.
Exactly, backs the guy up. Yeah, gives him the easy road despite his
impossible like levels of like ascension for April. Like, no, it keeps raising the bar. And it's just like, no, not good enough. And where Vern does half-ass job. Doesn't do and gets all the accolades.
Mm-hmm. Maybe we aren't giving these writers enough credit.
Yeah, maybe they're deeper than we thought.
Yeah, maybe so.
So we switch over now to the pizza place, which is the scene of Donatello's disappearance, and his three brothers are there checking it out, and they find his communicator and confirm Irma's story that he did get kidnapped, abducted.
This was weird. They were looking at the ground, commenting on the burn marks. And you can clearly see the big old communicator just land there where they're looking. And they say, oh, what's this? We're looking at the whole time.
They're not very good at just finding things.
Oh, yeah, no. Remember the episode when they were just like looking in that one place for
oh
the whole
my god!
episode?
For a piece of crystal, yeah.
Yeah,
I think they were looking for the whole helmet. They were like on hands and knees, like looking in cracks and stuff.
They're like on their hands and knees, like on the dock.
Yes.
We switch back over to this unknown location, and after hitting several dead ends, Donatello figures out that they are in a hologram, and he's able to trick it by getting him and Bebop or him and Rocksteady to jump off the side of a cliff or let go of a wall. And they fall, and it automatically triggers like some sort of failsafe or something, and they hit the bottom of the hologram. And it's revealed that they are in like a spaceship of sorts. They are in a spaceship. What am I saying? They're in a spaceship, and a little kid is playing with them, basically. Little alien. And his parents walk in. The father figure introduces himself as Klaatu. Stay with me here.
Mm-hmm.
And he says he's over there. He's like, oh, this is my son, Nikto. And this is the lovely little lady, Barada. Which, anybody out there, Klaatu, Barada, Nikto, Day the Rest Stood Still. Alien reference.
Yep.
So, or if you're even a horror film aficionado, Evil Dead reference as well.
Nice.
That was a good reference.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
I appreciated that.
So then the whole purpose of their visit, these are totally benevolent creatures, they're super nice and friendly and whatever, and they're talking to them. And the purpose of their visit is to retrieve a toy that they had left of their sons that they had left on vacation 4,000 years ago. Like, it ain't no thing.
Yeah.
And apparently they haven't aged, so I don't know what their physiology is.
I was curious about that myself, but
I mean, this kid still is like 6 or 7 or something. And he's like 4,000 years old at least. So that's David. No got shit on this guy.
Yeah.
But the toy does need to be retrieved because the humans have recently built a fission reactor on top of it, and it's accelerating some sort of meltdown process. Once it reaches it and does melt down, it'll be the end of the world for humans. Like, we will no longer. It'll be curtains.
Do you think that was pretty fucking irresponsible of them to lose this toy on our planet?
I mean, I don't know. I mean,
if it has the capacity to kill every living thing on the planet.
No, what's irresponsible is letting a kid play with something like that. For them manufacturing something like that as a toy. Because this is supposed to be his toy. I mean, so that's the irresponsible part.
Well,
so there's some irresponsibility somewhere. It just isn't. I guess the argument is where the blame lands.
Yeah, but remember, even toy manufacturers back in the day, for us humans, like in the 50s and 40s and stuff, we had wood burning kits. We had lawn darts, which are just basically giant fucking spikes you throw.
So you're saying this, like, the safety commission didn't catch this in time, and now it's probably like in the 4,000 years since they probably outlawed it, but it was legal back then.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, we used to have like actual mercury and like pieces of like radioactive material in our science kits back in the day. Lead. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we painted our houses with that shit. So yeah, I'm gonna cut these people some slack. The kid, the toy manufacturer, and the parents. It was a different time, as people like to tell us.
They didn't know. Yeah, they didn't know what could happen.
No.
Okay.
So now the idea is that Donatello tells them, he's like, okay, me and my brothers, we can get this toy.
No, he says, my turtle friends and I. Why did he say friends?
He says friends? Wow, I must have just heard brothers, but he said friends? Huh.
Yeah, he said friends.
That's shitty.
My turtle friends and I will blah, 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 blah. I've never really heard them refer to each other as a thing. Maybe they have, but I just never paid attention.
That's what I was just about to ask. Has it been established in this series whether they are brothers or just friends?
Yeah, I don't
No
know.
way, they gotta be brothers. Like, even if
That's
they're
what I
not
always
literally brothers, like,
Even if they don't really know.
I mean,
yeah.
they've grown up since they were like little baby turtles.
Yeah,
No, they're brothers. Like, no.
that's what I thought too.
Yeah, that's whack as hell, Donatello.
I know.
If I was Raphael, I'd have a bone to pick.
Yeah, for real.
That's whack. So, all right. So now we know we got Don and his friends on the case.
Yeah.
We switch over to the fishing factory or whatever. And we got Schroeder, and he's getting a reading, and it's picking up the same kind of energy as that
Oh,
they
you're
were
talking
looking
about
for.
You know what? I'm as dumb as Bebop and Rocksteady then. Because I thought you were talking about the fishing dock.
No, that's where I'm at. That's right. No, that's where I am.
Oh, because you said the fission factory. I thought you meant the fission FISSION.
Oh yeah, no, we're back on the dock.
Okay, so you did mean fishing.
We're back on the dock. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'm Shredder, and you guys are Bebop Rock City. Great.
What you doing, boss?
Yeah.
You gotta beat me up from the glue factory.
Oh, wait, that reminds me. When Klaatu was introducing himself, he was like, I'm Klaatu, who are you? And Rocksteady immediately, I'll show you who I am. Starts charging him. I can't do the voice, but it's just the way he said it.
He gets his wrapped up. He's like, Meh.
Oh,
I
God.
forgot Rocksteady was there, and he's like such an idiot and an asshole about the whole thing.
Oh, okay, sorry. I had to.
No, it's good. You made a good
Get that
point. So yes, we're on the dock. Bebop and Shredder. And Shredder's using this like detector thing that is picking up the same energy, radiation energy, that he was initially on the hunt for. But it's also something else. He was realizing that this UFO and this energy is connected somehow. And he starts telling Krang, he's just like, no, like, let's go ahead. I can get on the ship. You know, we can make this work. We can like get this new UFO thing. And to my surprise, Krang is like, shut up, stay on target, go to the factory, get the fission material. And I was like, weren't you the one talking about jacking this UFO earlier? And now he's like, no, don't worry about the UFO. So I was like, all right.
Yeah, keep everybody on their toes.
Yeah, I was like, this dude's whack. Well, he's like bipolar.
Maybe he is. Maybe that's the whole canon.
This is our whole relationship right here.
Yeah. But he does get hurt easily, as we're about to see.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I forgot what he told him, but yeah. He says something. He's just like, he's like, Krang's like butthurt. He's like, wow, you don't have to be so hurtful or something.
Yeah, he said he has no, Shredder said he has no feet. I forgot how they got around to it, but.
Oh, yeah. Oh, because he said he'll be dancing soon enough. He'll be dancing. He's like, how are you going to dance with no feet?
That's really funny because he tells him later about how he doesn't have hands.
Oh, yeah, this guy's just straight up attacking this man's like physical limitations.
Yeah. This episode had it all. The banter between these two was great.
Oh, this is savage. But so he sure hangs up on him, or they hang up on each other, and he's got his own plan. He's like, screw this. I'm gonna get on that ship. I'm gonna reverse this mechanism. I'm gonna get on there myself. We'll just watch Bebop. Like Bebop knows what the hell he's talking about. So
right.
Donatello's getting a tour of the ship. We're back on the spaceship. Donatello's getting a tour. Meanwhile, Rocksteady is being a creep and he's like sneaking around. He's able to like call Shredder, even though he's like miles above the surface of the Earth in a spaceship. He's able to get in touch with Shredder. And Shredder's like, where are you? And he's like, oh, like I'm in a room with like weird stuff and like, blah, blah, blah. He's like, oh, you nitwit, like your coordinates. He's like, oh, okay. And he tries to use this like cube thing to like turn on this like screen. And he's like waving it and pointing it. Like, and then he just he just throws it. He's like, and like that works.
Yes.
I loved him waving it in front of the thing.
Yeah.
And he does it really confidently too. He's like, I got it.
Yeah, like this is good. This is definitely work. I saw the guy do it.
Yes.
And he's like, fuck it. Throws it. And that works. All right, cool. And then he gets the coordinates. He's like, oh yeah, like boss, like can you see? And Donatello hears this and he's like, oh shit. And he goes and he tackles Rocksteady because he knows like boss is like Shredder. Tackles Rocksteady. The aliens get perturbed because they don't like violence. So they like wrap both of them up. Donatello talks his way out of it and he gets unwrapped. He convinces them, like, look, guys, like, this Shredder guy is on his way and he's bad news. And it's at this point we get this rear shot of Donatello and he's rocking nunchucks.
Really?
I missed this.
Wow, me too.
Oh, yeah. So we see him talking to the aliens and Rocksteady sneaking off, and Donatello's got a pair of nunchucks.
Wow.
Okay.
I was like, what? I was like, first of all, Michelangelo didn't have his last episode. Now Donatello has them. Like, what?
That's where they were.
Nah, there you go. Explanation.
He throws the bow all the time, so he needed a backup, so he just stole Michelangelo's nunchucks.
Sweet.
Logic. Or this was always supposed to be Michelangelo because, as we have seen, they love to main character Mikey a lot. So maybe this was Mikey at one point and they forgot to change that.
Maybe.
That sale.
That's possible, but it's like, obviously at this point, like for me, I'd be getting tired of that trope. I'd be like, can we get a different turtle?
I'm sure Robert likes it.
Yeah, I'm good with Mikey doing whatever.
You want all the Mikey all the time? All right.
Yeah.
I was happy to see Donnie doing his thing. I want to see a Raphael episode at some point. And please don't give me that shit where he's like pissed off and storms out and like gets into trouble on his own. He realizes he needs the rest of his team. It's like, I hate that story. Every show, every cartoon has that episode, and I'm like, ugh.
Really? Interesting.
Oh yeah, I can't stand that. I was like, because it's bullshit. It's just like half the time. No, he is the most powerful one. He whoop all your asses most of the time, and he would be fine by himself. But it's like, okay, we gotta make sure we gotta take him down a peg.
Yeah, I gotta make sure everybody knows.
Is it because you've seen it too much, or you just never liked it in the beginning? Okay.
Well, maybe it's a combination. Like, and initially, I was probably like, that's lame. This guy's tight. He don't need these fools. And then it became like ingratiated, like, whereas like every show has to have this, whereas like the cool guy has to be like knocked down a peg.
Like
he's the cool guy for a reason, you know. But I digress.
The layers of Christopher.
Yeah, like an onion.
Yes.
Michelangelo is the cool guy, by the way.
I mean, literally, the show says that Raphael is cool but rude. I think the name of our podcast is Cool but Rude after Raphael.
I think Robert changed it to the party dude without even knowing.
The party dudes.
Nice. So anyway, Rocksteady sneaks off, and we cut to the turtle lair, and Donatello is telling his turtle friends and Splinter of his location and Shredder's plan. So now the Splinter and the turtles are like, they got to get this, like, snap into action. And they're rolling around in the turtle van. They pull up to the glue factory. Michelangelo's like, yep, this looks rough. This tracks, basically. Like, yep, this looks like a Shredder lair.
A dump, as always.
Yeah, some like dilapidated shitbox. And they just like spring into action. They raid the place. It's just like they go in all in. And it's actually,
wait, and how do they know that this is the place?
Oh, Splinter senses his ancient enemy.
There you go.
Oh, I forgot. Yes, yeah.
He did this shit twice this episode. Yeah. So
yes,
they spring into action, and it's actually a cool scene. Like they all like.
At least this time, he clearly wasn't just bullshitting. Like he actually did find something. He wasn't just like, oh yeah, I could tell. I knew that.
Yeah,
he's like a bad magician, you know, like
wow.
Or like one of those like
guess a number.
Yeah.
Guess a number between 3 and 10.
Or like one of those like seance con artists. It's like, oh, did you lose somebody recently? Were they close to you? It's just like, yeah.
That, or do you remember like a old school Saturday Night Live like 90s skit where it was like a Christian quiz show, and like they didn't want to like they wanted to be like super trusting because it was all about like the Bible and stuff. So like they would ask questions and tell the answer and be like, all right, who knew that?
Wow.
And like, you know, it was like Norm Macdonald was like this kind of like scumbag guy, and it was like with other like two other like people who like supposedly do the Bible really well.
No.
And every single answer, Norm Macdonald would buzz and go, I knew that.
That's amazing.
And then like at one point somebody chimed in and they were like, I feel bad about saying this, but I feel like maybe he's not being entirely truthful about knowing all the answers. And they go, is that true? Do you know all the answers? And he goes, yeah, I knew it. And the guy was like, oh, I'm sorry I asked that. And he was
Oh my
like, oh,
gosh.
no problem, don't worry about it.
I gotta watch this because he's like the perfect first character for that.
Yes. Every time he just smiled like, I knew that.
It's like Turd Ferguson, you know, like from when he was on his Jeopardy, you know, run. I gotta see that. But yeah, Turtles and Splinter snap into action. They're attacking, and the cool music comes on, like the fight music. And the Raphael and Mike is like, oh, I feel like going bowling. He like knocks over this giant like orb that like takes out some foot soldiers. Leo and Mike like duck and like knock out some other foot soldiers, and Shredder is just like, he's face to face with Splinter, and he's just like, oh, I'm tired of always having to deal with you. And then Splinter's just like, well, if you're tired, you should lay down. And he like kicks him in the fucking stomach. He's like,
That was G. That was a G move.
that was
It actually was, yeah.
some Schwarzenegger shit right there. He's just like,
Yes.
till he
He
drops.
kicked the man right in the gut.
Yeah,
God.
straight drops him like,
Oh,
ugh.
yeah.
And then like the countdown though, there's a countdown going. It's like some Bond movie. Well, there's like a countdown in the background, and nobody knows what's going on. It activates, and then Splinter and Shredder are sent away. They're like, what happened?
Yeah, there's like a teleporter beam thing, and that's what Shredder was going to use it to go up to the ship. And so he like activated it, but there's a countdown.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so when it finally went off, Splinter was there with him.
Exactly. And so they both go up. They're in the spaceship now. He's like, oh, where are we? He's like, oh, we're on the spaceship. He's like, all right, I'll see you later, Ancient One, or something like that. Shredder runs off. Splinter goes his own way, looking for Donatello. Splinter does find Donatello, and he's making pizza for everybody in like this dining hall. And everybody's like, oh, this is so good. Like everything. I was like, oh yeah, pizza. And we see Rocksteady doing his own thing, sneaking
He was
around.
there. No. He was there too. That's
he eating
what was so
pizza?
funny to me. Yeah, he's just hanging out with everybody else, eating pizza,
Fucking Rocksteady.
chilling.
Well, and he does make his way out, and he starts sneaking around, looking for his boss, finds him. And then Shredder's like, all right, take me to the weapons. He's just like, oh, they're this way. Or are they this way? Maybe they're that way. He's just like,
Yeah, typical like, no, then again, maybe it was that way. And like, you know, pointing all over type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Shredder will eye roll to oblivion. Now we're in the Technodrome, where we have Bebop, which I thought this is a cool instance, where it was like Bebop taking orders from Krang. And Krang, who'd been in his little like stupid cradle this whole episode, is now in his body. So it's just, to me, this scene was neat because it was like Bebop taking orders from Krang himself. It's like, this is one of like Shredder's minions, but he's listening to Krang. And Krang's like, all right, you do this, but remember, it's your last chance. It's like, for some reason, coming from Krang, it just seems so much more ominous, where it's just like, we know Shredder isn't going to do shit to these guys, but Krang is just like, I will vaporize you.
Right.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah, exactly. Like, no, this motherfucker kills people for fun. So, like, we go over to Channel 6, and we see Vernon. He's doing April's newscast, and she's all pissed off, and she tells Irma, like, I'm going to give Byrne a piece of my mind, and cut over to her in Byrne's office, and it's totally opposite. She's just, like, begging and pleading for another chance.
That was funny to me.
Yeah, I was like, wow, really good job, April. And I forget what he tells her. But does he even say you have another chance?
All I remember is him when they're having the conversation, and he's like, he won't listen to her because she's like, oh, I got this and that, and he's like, no, Vernon's got this story.
Yeah.
And he's talking about like the
The fission.
fission reactor, and she like can't get a word in. That's pretty much it.
Mm-hmm. He doesn't want to hear her fairy tale story.
Oh yeah, your invaders from Mars nonsense. So yeah, she's kind of SOL at this point. We switch over to the turtle layer again. Turtles and April now are together. April standing in for Splinter. And this is, I don't know if it's the first time I've seen it or if we've seen it before, but there's like this giant like ejection spring pad thing that launches the turtle van. And it just,
why do they need that?
I have no idea.
Yeah. Right.
And it like launches
That
the
was
van.
so funny.
And I'm like, I'm not even sure where it's going.
Yeah, where does it launch it to? And why, of course. Yes. I don't. Does it not have enough torque and acceleration that it can take off
Just
on
to
its
get
own?
going.
To get out of this fucking sewer system. Like,
Oh,
That was so random and funny.
yes.
it's like they needed this like oversized toy spring thing just to like entertain children.
Yeah.
We're back up in the spaceship with Donatello, and he walks in with he's like, "Hey guys, it's the Wonton and Lox pizza that I promised everybody."
Pizza alert.
There it is.
Yes, yeah, new pizza for the new list.
Oh. Now, I like each of these things separately, but you know what? I'm thinking about it, though. If you crumble up a wonton, and he didn't say what kind of wonton, let's just say a meat-filled wonton,
Okay,
ground pork or something.
Okay.
Crumble that up on top of a cheese pizza. And Lox is smoky, so that might taste good.
I think it would be fine. I don't know necessarily good. I think it'd be good enough.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not ordering this shit on my own free will. That's for damn sure. So Donatello walks in with the pizza, but the aliens have fallen asleep. Splinter deduces that something to do with the mozzarella or the pizza has something to do with their bodies. I forget what he calls it, but basically it causes them to fall asleep.
Yeah, I think that's what he said. It has a soporific effect, and I hadn't heard that word, but I assume it means it makes you tired.
Tending
That's what
to
it means.
induce drowsiness is what the
Oh.
definition is.
Very cool.
Because I didn't know what it meant either. The more you know.
Well, there you go. So anyway, Shredder shows up with Rocksteady, and he crashes the party. The aliens are asleep. Donatello and Splinter are caught off guard. They get detained. Basically, they get wrapped up in like this, like the energy chains that Klaatu was using earlier on Donatello and Rocksteady.
I love how Shredder blasts into the room. I have one.
So badass.
Oh gosh. It's like he didn't even let the door blast off all the way and he's I have one.
That's great.
He's like been wanting to say that for so long.
Yes.
Now he's got alien tech, and he's like telling his whole plan. He's just like, I'm gonna fuck you up, and then I'm gonna go kick the shit out of that brain. And it's just like,
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
like, he's got a list of people. He's like,
Mm-hmm.
But they leave them. He leaves the Splinter and Donatello detained, and they go. Him and Rocksteady head to the fission plant to get the toy, I guess. We are over at the fission plant where Bebop is in charge, which is terrifying. And he's in charge of removing the radioactive material. He's like got like foot soldiers doing stuff, and like he's like, oh yeah, do this and all this.
Yeah.
And right then the turtles barge in, and everybody starts fighting. Like, and there's literally like green radioactive material coming. I was like, all right, coming out of like the hole they're fighting. But all right, cool. And April starts recording on her camera. She's like, oh, this is gonna be a story of the century. Blah blah blah. Probably only get her like 6 months extension on her deal. So Shredder shows up. He's like, I'm invincible.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, what the hell is he talking about? And he's got another force field. He loves these things. And he said this.
Who is it that charges him?
Raphael.
Okay, he's like, we'll see how invincible you are.
Yes.
He's like, pretty much is like, oh, I guess he is.
Yeah,
he doesn't say that, but he
Womp
tries
womp.
to just like, tackle him and
It's
just
rocked.
bounces off.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then Shredder uses like the alien tesseract, and he's just like lassos up the turtles, and then he has, for some reason, decides to make April levitate. So like she's like floating, turtles are like bound with like psionic chains. And just then Splinter and Donatello show up to save the day, thankfully. And the cube and the alien tech all vanish, like it all gets taken away. And Donatello explains that the aliens are awake and they've recovered. Splinter or somebody says like they could recover quickly, and then Shredder's like, I hope you can too.
Yeah. Yes.
But then everybody's stuff disappears, and April falls on her ass, and she's got the nerve to bitch about this.
I knew you were going to say this.
And I was like, every time, like, you ungrateful ass.
Oh.
And then one of the turtles starts running, and he's like runs behind the quote unquote toy, which is this giant like thing.
It's huge. Like how are you playing with this, and how did you forget it and leave it behind?
It's like as big as a spaceship.
Yeah.
What is that? I don't even know what the hell this thing is, but
yeah, it never explains what it actually even does.
I think it's Rocksteady. It's like, this is a children's toy.
Yeah.
He's like, wow, the first time he said something made sense. But Bebop starts blasting at whichever turtle it is that's running behind it, and it like hits it and triggers like the meltdown.
Oh, real quick, I forgot. I meant to mention this when Raphael runs into Shredder after he says he's invincible, and just bounces off, and there's clearly like a visible field around him. Leonardo yells, "He's got some kind of force field protecting him."
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
That is a fitting name for him.
If Raphael hadn't bounced into him and been an idiot charging him, it would have been perfect for him to say something like that. Like,
yeah.
But he was even worse, so I can't say anything.
Oh, Leo.
I forget. I don't know if it's before or after, but at some point, Shredder and Bebop and Rocksteady take the drill module thing, the transport module, and they get the hell out of there. They're like, screw this, we're out. And so they like leave the Earth to get blown up, and the thing's melting down, and like everybody's trying to figure out what to do next. And apparently, the aliens took off and left this shit here, so that's cool.
Yeah, right. Why didn't they come to get this thing?
Yeah.
It's a good point. I didn't think about that. Like, this is y'all jump, man. Why are we out there risking our lives?
Yeah, come get your shit.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
exactly.
Wasn't that the point that you came back for? Isn't that why you kidnapped Donatello and Rocksteady?
Right. Wow. Jeez.
So, and then like in April, this is to me is like a callback to what we were talking about earlier. She goes ahead and she like disappears, goes into this pit where all the radioactive material is coming out of where this thing is, and she comes out and the thing turns off. And they're like, "What did you do?" She's like, "Well, it's a kid's toy. All kids' toys have batteries." And she holds up this little like battery-looking trinket.
How much radiation do you think she absorbed doing that?
They all have cancer. Is all I'm saying.
You're not supposed to think about that. Wow.
They are all dying in 18 months. So
fucked.
Wow.
That whole room, everybody in that room is dead. Shredder gone. I'm pretty sure Krang is just a tumor at this point. So
wow.
Yeah. So we're back at the Technodrome, and Krang is busting Shredder's balls about once again being empty-handed. Shredder's like, "Shut up! Like, you don't even have hands."
Oh yes.
Yeah, and they're like repairing something.
They're working on the module for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he says like if you had, you're like something along the lines of you're useless because you don't have hands, or else so you can't even repair your own invention. Like, it never explains what's actually wrong with it, but they're just like working on it. And then Bebop goes, "Let me help, boss," and slams the module door on his fingers.
Yeah.
Oh,
I love it. Like, how do you think you're helping right now just by slamming something shut when he's working on it?
Well, there was a little scene where Shredder was like lifting the door up and down, and you could hear like a little squeak. So I'm assuming.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So
That's so funny.
And he's like that thing you always see. He had this proud look on his face. Oh,
It just did good.
yeah, exactly.
Like, he's lucky he didn't cut his damn fingers off.
I thought he was gonna get his hands like full on. But that leads into the next comment, which is by Krang. He's just like, at this rate, you won't have hands either.
Yes.
It's like this is a horrible relationship. Like this is like if only they worked together, this would have been show would have been like one episode.
Oh yeah. But that would not have been as funny.
You know, I mean, every episode you can almost see like the schism in terms of like their plans, their line of thinking. They're like just trying to undermine each other. I'm like, but no, it would not be nearly as funny.
No.
The final scene of the episode, we're in the turtle lair. April announces to everybody, she's like, her job's saved and she got a new 3-year contract, so that's super cool.
Yeah, 3 years. Like, damn, that's all you're guaranteed. Like, holy shit.
You have actual video footage of all this stuff, like a fight in the nuclear reactor, alien material, and all you have is 3 years. Like, that would be like a lifetime contract, I'd hope. But
Not at Channel 6.
man, Channel 6 ain't shit apparently. So, but Donatello walks in and he's like, "Hey guys, I just got off the interdimensional or intergalactic transmitter or communicator, and Klaatu says that they'll be coming back here in about the year 4987 or 4989." And Mike's like, "Oh, like I better start making pizzas, you know." And Leo he's like, "Bro, that's like in 3,000 years." Mikey retorts with like, "Why wait till the last minute?" Cue laughter. End episode.
That's our Mikey.
Cue laughter. Did you notice that when they're watching the newscast and April's there with them, like watching her own newscast, she's doing like a heroic pose, standing there watching it.
I did not see that.
She's doing like the feet shoulder width apart, fists on your hips pose.
Oh, I could see some damn Superman.
Watching herself on TV. Yeah. Superman pose, watching TV. Also, did you notice that like there were some parts of the episode where they like really embellished her animation?
Yeah.
Like they really went in depth on like making her very emotive and stuff. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, she was very animated.
Yeah. Like Disney style.
Interesting. Yeah, I'll have to check that out again. Yeah, I didn't notice that.
It was mostly near the beginning and in middle a little bit, like mostly in the first
I
half.
feel like I kind of saw this when like she was initially delivering the news that she wasn't happy because her job was about to get cut. But
Do you think when do you guys think they're eventually going to get out of the damn Earth's core?
Season finale.
Do you think they'll be here all season?
Yeah.
Wow. For 40-something episodes?
Yeah. Something ridiculous. They're going to be there. Because, well, I mean, I'm sure the rest of the season it's still going to be them. Like they're, the main arc, but there's going to be other villains, I think, introduced this season. So.
Okay. Then also, what do you think will be how long do you think it'll be till we get an episode where it doesn't finish with everybody laughing at something?
I mean, I can't recall an episode where that hasn't happened.
Yeah.
Unless it's ended with like the Technodrome. I'm going to say 3.
3 more?
3 more episodes, and then we'll get something where it's like not so Full House.
You know what show's really bad about that is Star Trek TOS.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Like it's not maybe as common as it is here, but it's more out of place.
I mean, yeah, I could see that.
And the funny thing is, William Shatner does a thing where he like laughs and pauses, and then like laughs again, and then pauses and laughs again.
Amazing.
He'll be like, ha, ha. And everybody else is still laughing in the background. And then he's
wow, I can picture that and hear it.
Yeah, I'm sure you can.
I love it.
It also reminds me of the Corbomite maneuver.
Is it the one with Clint Howard?
Is that the little guy.
Ron Howard's brother. He's just like, ah, ha, ha, ha. He like laughs and he's like bald little king looking dude.
Is he like very, very short?
Yeah.
Yeah. Clint Howard. Yes, Corbomite Maneuver is the one with Clint Howard.
Classic.
Yeah, and that one he's like toying with them and saying he's got like some crazy powerful ship that they can't like do anything to, and so basically Kirk bluffs that they're gonna like blow up and it'll destroy, I don't know, like everything within like 100 light years or like some bullshit like that. I don't remember exactly what it was, but then he lets them on board and it kind of turns into sort of a man behind the curtain Wizard of Oz type situation, and they eventually find him on his own ship, and he kind of comes out to talk to him, and he's like, "Oh, sorry, you want to be friends?" Like pretty much, and then they end up just like becoming friends with the guy. It's like kind of a famous episode, but it's really weird the way it actually plays out. Probably ends with them laughing too. I don't remember that though.
Of course.
So what do you guys want to rate this one? How many slices? What are we thinking? I'm going to go last, if you don't mind.
Ooh, switching it up.
I'll get my 10 out the way right now.
10?
Straight up 10. Like I said, as soon as I saw that it was Rocksteady running toward Donatello, I knew, like you said earlier, Chris, you knew what was coming. And they did it well. It was perfect. That plot device works on me all the time. Another weakness of mine is when aliens turn out to be friendly. I love that. And
really?
The humor was just great throughout. Shredder and Krang, the stuff with them. And you were saying earlier, Robert, the mystery. This was unexpected. You know, I didn't remember this episode. I didn't expect aliens to abduct, everybody like that. And it was just super fun. An easy 10 for me.
I 100% agree on all counts and on the score. It was a great episode. I think, like the mystery, along with kind of leaving you guessing, it was also just kind of a unique thing that we hadn't really seen this type of story yet on the show, and it does leave you like, oh man, I wonder what's actually going on. Even when it shows them in the caves, you're still wondering what's actually happening. Like, how's this going to play out? What could be causing these things to happen? And then everything else it does really well too. It's a really funny episode. It's got does a lot of new things that we haven't seen yet. It's got a couple, not a ton of action, but a couple good scenes. Yeah, I can't ask for anything more.
Nice. All right, Chris. What low score are you going to give this one?
Wow, it's just automatically. Now, I have been thinking about it. I'm going to give it a 9.
Hey.
All right.
Nice. I thought about it, and I was like, this is actually pretty good. It doesn't do anything that overly annoys me. There was action. There was a curveball, which I acknowledged. Splinter, dropping Shredder. I always like a good Shredder Splinter fight. I had my laugh out loud moments, which was cool. I mean, typically between the villains, it's like either Shredder insulting Bebop and Rocksteady or Krang and Shredder going back and forth at each other. The animation snafus here and there were like, they didn't really detract from me. It was just like, okay, that's interesting. It even covered some of April's drama. So it was like a very, like a buffet of characters and themes happening. So I was cool with it.
Yeah, that's a good point. It covered some of April's drama too, without diverting to that to where it got boring.
This isn't the April show. I don't give a shit about her.
Yeah,
but she's an important character, and so we want to see. Sometimes it's cool to see a little bit of get her fleshed out.
Well, that leaves this with a 10, 10, and a 9.67 average score. That is
strong score.
Only the second time we've gotten that high. The other one was Enter the Fly.
Nice. I mean, that Enter the Fly one was pretty damn good. Have we had a perfect 10 yet?
No.
Wow.
Still waiting on that one.
That'll be the day.
I feel like it's coming, but we'll see.
What's y'all's favorite episode so far?
Oof.
I think Enter the Fly is my favorite one. It's got everything you want out of a Ninja Turtles show. It's got a new bad guy. It's got cool bad guys. It's got a lot of action. It's got, fucking weird technology stuff going on. It's got Shredder actually doing something cool in the turtle van.
What's he doing in the turtle van?
Remember when they're in the junkyard and he just rolls up like all guns blazing?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, Splinter with the turtle van. Okay,
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you said Shredder in there. I was like, what the fuck? He carjack him?
No.
I was like, I don't remember that. Shit should be at like 11. But no, that one, that was dope. That's right. That's a really good one. But I still think, and I think it might be one of the few 10s I've given, was the season finale for season 1.
I just pulled that up. That's your highest. That's the only one you've given a 10 so far. So yeah.
Okay.
That's that's very consistent of you. Like, I don't think I would necessarily normally be as that consistent if I only had 110, but yeah, Shredder and Splintered.
Yes, that was
is that episode.
Yeah, that one's my number 1.
Do you have one, Mike?
Oh man. I think it's this one so far.
Oh wow, really?
Honestly, man, it's just the team up got me. I love that so much. I mean, it's just Rocksteady is so goofy in it. And I mean, the more of that I get, I think we all are just suckers for their shenanigans. I don't know. I think this has the most stuff that I really love in movies and shows in general than any other episode has had. So this has got to be my favorite.
Nice. Yeah.
Wow.
I feel like Donatello, while he's not my favorite turtle, I mean, he's a turtle, so he's cool, but he's a very good representative of the turtles because he's got the ability. He knows how to make pizzas, which everybody loves. And it's just like, I don't know, it's just kind of like all this. He's really well-rounded.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I was surprised when I saw him making pizzas. I was like, oh shit, that's cool. He knows how to make them, not just like eat them. And like, he's making them like fucking dough, ingredients and all, which how they have this on this spaceship, I don't know. But it's not just reheating them like Michelangelo does.
You don't think Leo knows how to make pizza?
No.
I don't think he does, no.
Gosh.
I think he's too busy.
He's not that
like,
cool. Yeah, he's too busy kissing Splinter's ass.
Pretty much, yeah.
What did I even ask? Cool. Well, a very good episode all around per our scores.
Mm-hmm. Great one.
Yeah, definitely.
What do we have next, Chris?
Our next episode is going to be episode 6 in continuity and in airing.
Oh, finally. Gosh.
Yeah, or continuity and in
I'm
number.
not going to stay that way for long.
Yeah, don't get used to it. And it is called The Old Switcheroo. So who knows what that means.
Oh. Could this be another one of those Well, we just had that though with...
I know, that's exactly what I was thinking. Like, are they doing this again, or is it going to be something else? I feel like it's got to be something else. They can't just be switching personalities again 2 episodes later.
Intriguing.
All right, any parting words, everybody?
Not for me. I think I'm at peace with all of that I've said.
Excellent.
My parting words would be, I think April should be moved up in the list. In the power rankings.
Is that an official request?
It is. That is my, that's an official submission to the power ranking committee.
Based on this episode?
Yes.
Oh, is it because she dove in and got the fucking thing?
She saved the day for the second time.
The world.
That's got to count for something.
She's pretty high. She's pretty fucking high on the list. Well, she's right in the middle. I take it back. She's not that high. But she's okay. Yeah, she's high. Do we want to talk about this, or we want to save it?
No, just mull it over. Mull it
Stick
over.
a pin in it. We're gonna next power ranking though. I think we should visit it. So next episode, we'll do 3 or 2.5, however you want to consider it.
Okay.
Let it marinate.
Excellent. All right. Well, cool. Thank you, Mike.
Email.
Yes, our email. You can reach us at, drop us a line, feedback, good, bad, ideas, anything you want. turtles@coolbutrude.com. Throwing that out there. Once again, thank you for listening and stay tuned for next week. See ya.
Later.